Hi, I'm Cathy Neptune. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm going to share tips, tools, and recipes to make your time in the kitchen fun, fast, and fabulous. And we're coming up to the spring May season, which of course is Cinco de Mayo, one of my favorite foods and my favorite time of year. Who doesn't love spring and Mexican food? So we're going to do our own fiesta this evening. And this is fun to serve anytime. We're going to do our nacho chicken, a saladista, and some tortilla cups for dessert. And you can incorporate all these ingredients any time of the year. And it's all the Mexican favorites in one fabulous meal. So we're going to start out. I have my oven preheated at 375 degrees. And I've got some boneless, skinless chicken breasts. And sometimes I find that they're too big. So I've cut some of them into portion sizes. And I've seasoned them with just some seasoned salt for flavor. And here's a little tip. If you want, you probably realize that chicken breasts, especially without the skins and bones, can be a little dry. And our last show, we showed you tips and techniques to pan fry them first and put them into the oven. We're going to do a different technique, and it's one of my favorites. It's been around for a while, so I'm going to kind of revive it. And I have some mayonnaise here, about half a cup of mayonnaise, because we're doing 4 servings, and it's just a regular packet of taco seasoning. Now you can use a fajita, chicken fajita mix, a Mexican seasoning, even a chili seasoning. But all you want to do is get all this blend of flavor into the coating on the chicken. So I'm going to add about a teaspoon of your taco seasoning mix. I'm just going to mix it in there so it's just well blended. And in addition to the salt, it's going to add flavor. And you know me, I'm all about adding flavor and layering it. So I'm going to take a little brush. And I love these nylon brushes because you can really wash and clean them. I know the ones that aren't synthetic have been around a long time, but I just feel very good about, after using this on raw chicken, that I can stick these in the dishwasher and thoroughly clean them. And again, if you ever want details about these tools and these recipes, email me and I'll be happy to send you all the information, as well as I appreciate all your suggestions that come in as well. So you can just brush this on, and then of course we're going to discard whatever we don't use because we're using raw. This has touched raw chicken. So I'm going to set that aside on one side. And look at this. How fun is this? This is what gives us our nacho flavor. I'm going to take the chicken breast and do the seasoned and the mayo side down, and while it's in the bowl, a little bit more seasoning and another light coating of mayo. And these taco chips, they're really tortilla chips, the ones you use for dips and so forth. And I put them in the blender and I just pulverized them, so it's easy to do. And then I'm just going to take and press this crumbs into the chicken blend. And again, after we're done with this, we're going to throw these crumbs out after the fact. Don't let anybody get into them because, again, you're touching raw chicken, and that's not a good thing. So I'm going to take this over, and I have our bar pan. And what I like to do, I put a little vegetable oil at the bottom, and I just turn it over to get some of the oil from the bottom onto the chicken breast. And we'll do our second one. And you can certainly do this ahead of time and keep these refrigerated and then just cook them at the last minute. And I don't know if I would do them on the grill. It might be just too hot, but I have never tried this on the grill, but you could do it. And you could also cut these into kebabs. It'd be a little more work, but you could do little kebabs on a skewer and layer them with like cherry tomatoes and different colored peppers. It'd be really a nice, colorful dinner to do on skewers as well. So here's our second one. And again, you notice that I'm pressing the crumbs in here, and that's going to keep your chicken moist and also give it a lot of flavor. So this is not hard to do. You know, third one. Again, a little seasoning. And then the mayo. Wait until you see how we serve this. It's so pretty and colorful with all of our toppings for the chicken. That's going over the top, like so. And into the little oil. There's not a lot of oil because we're not really frying it, but I'm just wanting to get a little more moisture on there. That's all there is to it. I'm going to pop this into the oven. Don't those look good? And you can, of course, do the different portions if you want a larger portion. We're going to bake these at 375, probably about 25 minutes or so. You know what would be good, too? You can substitute a turkey tenderloin or a turkey breast and slice it about the same thickness. And it's wonderful. The turkey has a stronger flavor, and it really holds up well to these different types of seasoning. So I hope you try that. I'm going to pop this into the oven. And I'm going to put on my timer for, let's do 25 minutes. We'll see what happens. Now when we come back, we're going to set up our dessert and get those little tortilla cups. Wait until you see how we do these. It's really fun to do. It's easy, and we'll get those in the oven. So we'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. We're going to do dessert because we're going to bake these little tortilla cups into the oven along with our chicken. So as long as the oven's going, why not do it ahead? Now you can see the steam coming out of this damp paper towel that I've put over some flour tortillas. And I'm going to take and brush them with just a little plain water over the top, just lightly. This is a good thing for the kids to do in the kitchen. You know, I always say get them in the kitchen and have them help you make something. We're going to sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon and sugar over the top, about a third cinnamon to 2 parts sugar. And then because they're warm, they're a little more pliable. And we're going to put these into an oven-proof bowl. And if you don't have a deep dish like this and you have a smaller bowl, say like this style, or one of these, you just turn them upside down and lay your flour tortilla upside down on an oven-proof. Make sure your bowl is oven-proof as well. So you can get a lot of use out of your little glass custard bowls if you'd like. And these are the smaller flour tortillas. I think they lend themselves better to a dessert. And these little fruit cups are nice because we're doing cinnamon and sugar. And you can fill them with all different types of seasonal fruit. But tonight, we're going to bake these, cool them. We're going to add a scoop of ice cream and then something special on top of the ice cream. But cinnamon is a very Mexican thing to do. It's just a nice flavoring that they use a lot in their chocolates and coffees. So you can see it makes a nice pretty little shape. And just one more. And these are also you can do ahead of time, than even the night before, and have them all ready to go. And this would be a great thing to bring for a dessert if somebody asked you to bring a dessert. This would be a really good thing. Oh, the cinnamon smells wonderful. Just going to put them in, and again, it's so nice to warm them because you can really shape them at the bottom like so. And there you go. We have 3 of these. You can make as many or as few as you want, and it doesn't take long at all. So we're just going to pop these in the oven. They only take about 8 minutes, so you want to make sure and put your timer on so they don't get really super crispy. But why not do a whole bunch of these on a big cookie sheet and have them for whenever you want to have a special treat for dessert. So I'm going to pop these in, and when we come back, we're going to make a saladista. You're going to love the colors and the taste and the texture. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We have our chicken breasts in the oven, our nacho chicken. And we have our little tortilla cups sprinkled with cinnamon and sugar. Those are baking. They should be done shortly, about 8 to 10 minutes or so. And I'm going to work on our salad, a saladista with all the colors, and you can change this up any way you want. But look at these gorgeous, gorgeous colors. I have some Mexican well, they're really not Mexican, but black beans. They come in a can, and I've rinsed them. Make sure you rinse your black beans because they have a residue on them from the can, but those add color and texture. And then that's a whole can, and then this is about half a cup of frozen corn, or certainly you can use your fresh corn in season. But I've seasoned it with just a little salt, and I've microwaved it for just about a minute, just so that it brings out the sweetness and flavor, and it makes it a little less chewier. I think that's a nice thing to have. Look at the beautiful red onions that we've diced, and you want about, depending on your taste, you can't really make a mistake on this. I'd do probably a 1/3 cup of red onions. And look at these gorgeous tomatoes that we have, all different colors. You know, you can buy them in a container. We have the yellow, the orange, the red. These little beauties are chocolate cherry tomatoes. And it's amazing that they all have their own unique flavors. I mean, look at the colors. And that's what we're going for in here. And that's a good, probably half a cup of your cherry tomatoes. And then we're going to toss that lightly. You can see how beautiful this is. Now this, again, you can add all of these together and chill them. The flavors are so good when they blend overnight. Now for a little bit of mild heat, I have some green canned chilies. And I do this more or less for flavor, but I don't put a lot in there. You can, if you like a stronger flavor, you can certainly use jalapenos. You can add in all different colored, you know, the red peppers, green peppers, orange peppers, but you certainly can see how many colors you have there. And I'm going to set that aside for now. Just put it here. And shortly I'm going to add an avocado, but I'm not going to cut it right now. Let's make our dressing. And I have my favorite tool here, a little jar with a lid. And I have some limes, fresh limes, and always have them at room temperature. You can put them in the microwave for a short amount of time too, to bring out the natural flavors. I'm going to start here. Let's do a whole lime. And you can also use the lime zest if you want, but I like a lighter flavor. I want to be able to taste all of our veggie mixture. And in another 2 minutes, I'm going to check on our little tortilla cups to make sure they're getting just where I want them to be. So I start with a whole lime and then test for seasoning. And you could probably substitute lemon, but something about lime and Mexican food is just the way to go. So we'll do that. And then we're going to do a little bit of olive oil, a light olive oil. And you're not going to need a lot of dressing. I don't want to saturate the salad. And a little, I like rice wine vinegar. I'm going to add a little bit. Now the limes have a lot of acid, so you don't want to add too much of the vinegar, but just enough to drop down the flavoring. And then I always like to balance everything, a little bit of sugar, probably a teaspoon or so, maybe that amount, not even quite a teaspoon in there. And put that in, and I'm going to scoot over here for a minute. And remember the seasoning mix that we used, a taco seasoning, just to add another depth of flavor, just a scant amount like you would with salt. Just add that, and speaking of salt, a little pinch of salt in there, because we don't have a lot of dressing. I don't like to drown the flavors. Gonna shake it up. You could add garlic to this, but it doesn't need much. And now I'm gonna cut my avocado, and you know why I waited? Because when we put our avocado in here, the acids from the dressing is going to help from keeping it from turning brown, which it does, it oxidizes really quickly. So we want to get this done. Oh, there we go. On the top. Maybe, maybe not. So, okay. And we're going to slice this and put it in. Let me check on our little cups too. And you can certainly do this on the side, all the different ingredients on the side. Oh, this is a tough one. And it wasn't quite ripe, but that's okay. I'm going to chop that out and put a few in there. Let me check real quick on our little cups. No, those have a few more minutes to go. And I'm just going to pass on this for now and work on that for you. And add our dressing right over the top. And that's going to be just enough with all those seasonings. And we're going to toss that. And this, I would just eat this on the side as a meal with a light salad for an afternoon snack. It'd be awesome. So we have that on the side. We're going to finish up our lettuce cups. We're going to take our chicken out. That should be done shortly. And our little tortilla cups. So we're going to finish all this together, assemble it. It's going to be beautiful. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm here adding our ripe avocados to our saladista. And the trick to using a ripe avocado is to start out one that isn't ripe, so you can appreciate having a ripe one like this. Sometimes the smaller ones ripen up quicker too. So I'm adding this because in our dressing, you remember we have the lime, which is going to add the acid rather to keep it from turning brown. And what's a salad or Mexican food without avocado in it? And we're going to just blend that in. Oh, this looks awesome. And I'm going to add some fresh cilantro. And if you don't like cilantro, you can leave it out, or you can leave it on the side and people can add their own, but I like it. It adds a really nice freshness to your salad. So we're going to add probably 1/4 of a cup or a tablespoon and a half in there. And I'm going to show you how we're going to plate all of this. Here's our beautiful chicken breasts here on the side. And we're going to make some avocado cups. I'm going to just scoop a beautiful moist chicken breast onto our plate. And then this is how I love to serve our colorful salad. Bib lettuce, leaf lettuce like so. And then a wonderful scoop of your saladista right in the center. What a beautiful picnic this would make, or a summer outing. Isn't that beautiful? It's healthy, it's light. And then on top of the chicken, I'm going to serve this with a little queso that you could just buy and heat up in the microwave, like so. Over the top, it adds because it is, after all, a nacho chicken. And what would be nachos without some salsa? Serve that over the top like so. So pretty. And then remember our green canned chilies, or if you like strips of chili, you could certainly put strips of green chilies over the side like so. That is pretty nice. And I'm going to add a nice wedge of lime to serve alongside. And that is our fiesta. Beautiful, colorful. The chicken is going to be so moist and flavorful because of the seasoning that we added to the mayonnaise and basting it before we baked it. And it doesn't take long when you have boneless breast of chicken. Now I'm going to grab, these are our wonderful tortilla cups. You can see the cinnamon and sugar has kind of caramelized and baked into this wonderful shape. And the cinnamon flavor is so nice. And I'm going to take some ice cream from the freezer, and you can use any flavor, but to carry the cinnamon flavor, I love to use a nice vanilla ice cream. And you can certainly do, if you like a fruity one or cherry, you could even do a sorbet, but I think the creamy vanilla ice cream really lends itself well to the cinnamon. So you get a nice scoop over the top, and it's important that these tortilla bowls have cooled down so that you don't want to melt your ice cream, of course. So you put that in the center, like so. And we have this wonderful chocolate sauce that we've warmed in the microwave. And we're going to drizzle that over the top of your chocolate cups. Cinnamon and chocolate, it's unbelievable. What a combination. So I hope you try this Mexican feast. It'll thrill your company. You can do it to spoil yourself after a long day. If you have all the ingredients handy, it's quick, it's easy, it's light, it's colorful. It is a great meal. I'm sure your family, if they love nachos and they love chicken, they're going to love this presentation and the flavors. I want to thank you all. Thank you for sending your questions, your suggestions. I love hearing from you, and I hope you try these recipes for your family and friends. Thank you for watching, and may the fork be with you.